Ledger recently released two premium e-ink devices, the Flex and the Stax. But what they were missing in the lineup was a budget-conscious wallet, and that's where the Gen 5 comes in. Gen 5 was inevitable because they needed something to replace the Nano S Plus and the Nano X in terms of a long-term low-end model. Essentially, what Ledger did here was they took all the mistakes they made from the Stax and the Flex and they made it more cost-efficient. In both the Stax and the Flex, you get high-end metal materials and also high-quality screens. With Gen 5, you still get that 2.8-inch screen in the Flex, but it has monochrome instead of 16 grayscale. You may not think so, but 16 shades of gray makes a huge difference to clarity. Just check them out next to each other here. You can see a clear difference in the app screen and with the lock screen. They've also reduced the screen from Gorilla Glass on the Flex to scratch resistant glass on the Gen 5. And add on top of that the reduction from 480 by 600 pixels to 300 by 400 pixels. And the numbers start to add up. Ledger's thought process with these bigger screens is a concept they coined called clear signing. Essentially, this allows you to view transactions more clearly when sending, instead of having those random hashes and numbers that nobody really understands. And they even added some really cool flags that pop up if they think the transaction might be malicious. Gen 5 is completely made of plastic. Now, plastic isn't always a bad thing, and this helps the Gen 5 be 20% lighter than the Flex. It really is impressive how small they can make these devices with a huge screen. Comparing Gen 5 side by side with the other Ledger devices does give better perspective. First, compared to the Flex, and then next to the Stax. One part that I still don't understand is that hole on the bottom right of the device. It just feels really awkward and out of place. They sell these little badges to fill the space, made by legendary designer Susan Kare, creator of the original MacBook Vision language, icons, and typefaces. That is very cool, but it's extremely expensive for an aesthetic accessory that should actually probably come with the product itself. But I wasn't sent any, so I did what you probably would, and I tied my old shoelace to it. You're getting very, very sweepy. But other than that, Gen 5 is basically the same as the Stax and the Flex. All internal materials are the same. Security is the same with an EAL 6+ certified chip, as well as Ledger OS. Token support is the same with 500 in app and over 15,000 through third parties. One complaint I've seen online a lot is that the Gen 5 has 1.5 megabytes of memory, when the Nano X has 2 megabytes of memory. And I admit, this is pretty strange because with time, memory should get bigger. Because after downloading the security key app, there was only space for 8 blockchain apps total. So if you had, say, 10 different blockchains you wanted to store tokens on, you're kind of just out of luck. You'd think a device launched 7 years after its predecessor would have more memory, not less. Setup is the same with a PIN code and a seed phrase. But as smooth as the Ledger experience is, it is one of the most time-consuming wallets. OS system updates take forever, as well as downloading the individual apps. And this is most likely due to Ledger software, since they isolate each app individually. And each Gen 5 rocks a 185 mAh battery, lasting 10 hours in normal use. And I would say this is one of the most underrated perks of Ledger devices, that they just last so long, I've only needed to charge mine once. And that's due to the beauty of e-ink technology. These 3 devices can use USB-C, Bluetooth, and NFC. And each one comes with this recovery key, which lets you back up your seed phrase using NFC. It's a great addition that every single hardware wallet should come with, and it's included free in the box. You can also use these devices as a security key, the same way that I personally use YubiKey. Although I personally prefer having the button so I can confirm that I'm here in person. It's also important to mention that Ledger just pushed a massive upgrade to Ledger Wallet. It was already the best hardware wallet app, but it feels like they polished up the UI to make it an even better experience than it already was. Huge perks to the team there. The best part about the new app is that you can actually download it for free to try it out first. That way you can see if you even like Ledger Wallet to begin with. Main functions include receiving crypto and sending crypto. But there's also tons of dApps, a swap feature, and staking directly through your Ledger. And my favorite part is setting the custom lock screen. This one will probably haunt you in your sleep. Now, a lot of people give Ledger flack because they're not 100% open source. But actually, every single hardware wallet on the market, except for Trezor Safe 7, is not fully open source. People will tell you otherwise, but it's true. All secure element chips require something called an NDA agreement, and this is done with the chip manufacturer to keep their secrets safe. To cut to the chase, it's pretty clear that Gen 5 is Ledger's new budget option. I think they've hit pretty well on the Ledger feel with a plastic body and cheaper materials. But at $179 US, it's really hard to recommend this wallet over other budget options. Let me show you why. Take a look, for example, at Trezor's pricing. Trezor Safe 7 is $249, same as the Flex. Coincidence? Definitely not. They're direct competitors. It gets weird when you look at the budget models. Trezor Safe 5 cost $129 and the Trezor Safe 3 at $59. But then with Ledger, they've got the Stax at $399, Gen 5 at $179, and then two outdated models, Nano X at $100 and Nano S Plus at $59. In my opinion, $179 is a lot of money for a device that's only true value add is a bigger screen. And don't take me the wrong way here. Flex is still my favorite hardware wallet and even my most favorite device I've used in like the past 5 years or more. It's honestly just so fun and smooth to use. And that's why if I was personally gonna spend $179 already, I would just upgrade to the Flex, because then you get the Gorilla Glass, you get premium metal materials, and you also get a better feel device. Or I'd just buy a budget wallet without a touchscreen, which I also use. Because let's face it, a lot of these extra features aren't actually worth it on a device that we use maybe once a month. Maybe I'm just spoiled because I use the Flex first, but I'm just not a fan of the plastic and reduced quality materials on the Gen 5. My final thoughts are that if this device was priced similarly to the Safe 5 at about $120 to $130, I think the cost to value ratio would be excellent here, and I'd definitely be more willing to recommend this device to users. If you found this video useful and you want to buy a Ledger wallet, please use my link below to help out the channel. And a huge thanks to Ledger for sending one over. Catch you in the next one.